So just got done with day 2. Man, solid. No pads, so it's really, really hard to tell. We'll have a accelerated walkthrough type day tomorrow, and then we'll put shells on day 4. I don't know what day of the week it is, but whatever the 4th day of camp is. And then we'll go a couple of days in shells, and then we'll be able to go tackle early next week. So really solid, I would say, would be where we are. We're further ahead on both sides of the ball. That's what's so awesome. I said it the other day, but you got the summer schematically, so now you can work matchups, you can work a lot of different things. Did some situational football with third downs today. Really good to compete there at the end. I thought the guys are learning what it really looks like, learning how to take care of each other, but play hard. So I'm good with where we are. We're not nowhere near where we got to be, and we certainly will get there. So, questions?
Jacob Strand was a guy you didn't get to see a lot of in the spring, but obviously without Ty, what have you seen out of him early, and is he a guy that can factor into that because of his experience?
Yeah, man, really, really solid 2 days, and you kind of, I want to say forget about him just because he didn't go through it in the spring, but man, that kid's a tough, athletic kid that's played a bunch of football. You always want to know how it translates, but man, he's held his own the last 2 days, no pads, but highly intelligent. Man, that kid had to do a lot to be able to be eligible. He had to graduate from Oregon State. He took 46 hours between here and there the last spring and summer. So I know, Jason, you probably wouldn't have been able to handle that. So I don't think anybody standing here probably would have, including myself. So a ton of credit to him, but really smart, tough. Man, like, what a nice addition here this summer. He's worked really hard. Whether it's tackle, guard, he's got some position flexibility, but he's got the size, and he's smart, tough. He's going to help us in a big, big way.
Have you seen a difference kind of with the tight ends? I know you talked about them earlier in the summer, but like with those guys being healthy, like Arliss and Eccles and those guys, like just what have you seen from that group early on now that, you know, a lot of those guys are back to 100%?
Yeah, I mean, through 2 days we've kept it really simple, but I know I've said this before. I think those guys healthy, and they're so different and so unique. They're what gives us the multiplicity on offense that I think will allow us to take a huge step. Like we just haven't had that the last couple of years. So we're going to continue to knock on wood that they stay healthy. They're such unique skill sets, and they're so different. Like, I get a little bit giddy thinking about how many different things you can do with those guys between packages and then what they can do for you on third down in the red zone. They're so different. You got some veteranness there with Jake and Arliss. You got some youth, even though Jonathan Eccles has played a ton of football. He's still young. He has never gone through a spring, which is unique. So we're force feeding him. We're making him go be really physical, and he's answered the bell. He's always kind of answered the bell. And then you got this Newsome character who is like this big pot of clay that you can mold however you want. I'm really excited about him. Hunter is fascinating. He's a quarterback that's punted, that's played some receiver, that we're making into a tight end hybrid type guy. He's another kid that's really smart that you can do a ton with. So I think if that group can stay healthy, it'll allow us to be really uniquely different on offense, which gets me excited.
Coach, I think we're talking to Cody Singler today. Just what type of impact player can he be? What do you want to see from him out of this fall camp?
Yeah, you know, he has so much value because he can do so many different things. He's a better pass rusher than I probably gave him credit for. He could play inside, he could play outside, and like, man, you talk about a kid who this place means something to, and that's how he practices, that's how he works. Really cool story, really cool journey. Like, there ain't nobody I'm rooting for more than him to go have an incredible year for a kid that played D2 in the state, then moved up, and I mean, this is a dream for him, and he reminds everybody of how important this is for him.
Coach, Deshan Spencer has proven to be a young talent in a room full of veterans that you had at USF. What is it like to have that kind of young talent on the team, and what do you think he can provide to this receiving core that maybe the others don't?
Yeah, you know, you say veteran group. In some ways, I feel like it's a really young group. You got a handful of guys that have played a ton of football, but it's still a young group. You get past Keyshawn and Chaz, it's a young group. It's an energetic, talented group, but it's young, and man, I said this in the spring. You saw it in the spring game. He's mature beyond his years in the sense of football intelligence. Like again, he comes from a really good program. He's been coached really hard. All he's done is win, and then it translates really, really quickly because he's come in. He's worked incredibly hard. He's got stuff you can't really coach. Like he's got really good spatial awareness. He's got a knack to go get the football, and for not being a big kid yet, he's got a frame where he'll carry to just 18 years old, just turned 18. Like he's a kid that has got a really, really bright future. The football savviness is what you can't really teach, and he's got it. He also spends as much time as anybody in here so that he's prepared, and he's earned the reps he's getting, and he's rolling with the first two groups, and like honestly not just fits in but stands out at times.
Alex, talk about, we've seen officials, like full sets of officials out there. I know having them for scrimmages is pretty normal. I'm not sure how often I've seen them every practice where they're 11-11, 7, they're out there flagging guys. I know you did that at South Florida, I think. What are the benefits? What have you seen in the past of having them out there, not just for scrimmage, but every single fall camp practice?
Yeah, you try, you get, in the summer you have OTAs, and pre-spring you have OTAs. Like there's so limited opportunities to actually quote unquote play football. And so you're trying to make it as real as you possibly can for everybody. So for offensively, how they officiated, how fast they allow you to line up and snap it. Even something as simple as guys being on the ball, off the ball, defensively, and guys offsides. It's big time to get defensive holdings, defensive PIs, like instant reaction or instant, I guess, results of plays. So we just try to make the time that we have on the field, which we're trying to get on and off as fast as we can, as close to game-like as you possibly can for really everybody. Same thing for coaches, like man, it's not a hold. Like, no, the SEC official just said it's a hold. Like, let's coach it the right way, and so it's honestly a little bit of a quality control for the coaches as well. So just trying to make it as game-like as you possibly can in the limited time you have.
And they just know, they don't impede the flow of what you're doing. They just kind of make note, flag, and you get to move on.
There's certain times if we're in a true sticks down, drive it type situation, they'll impede it because we want to play that out real. So we want to play substitutions real, holding the clock real. If we're playing normal down and the sticks aren't as important, then they're trying not to impede. They will occasionally get yelled at, just so that they get practice at that, and then I get practice at that.
It seems like Omar's obviously really emerged this offseason. What has he done, since you've been here to kind of cement himself in that room amongst some of the guys?
Yeah, just consistent. That's like when you're in a battle like he is, and there's certain spots where there's really, really good competition, you're looking for consistency. You're looking for the same guy every day. And it's a huge piece of what we talk about daily is, can you be the same person every day? Obviously you want to improve as a player, but like, there's nothing worse as a coach than a super, super talented guy that sometimes is high, sometimes is low. You have no idea what you're going to get. And he is the definition of, what you're going to get every single day. Like, works, it's consistent, the ball security is consistent, the way he catches the ball is consistent, his vision's consistent, he just works. You almost like lose him sometimes because he doesn't say a whole lot, but he works. And he's grown as he's gotten more and more confident. He's got some really cool leadership ability to him. But this word trust that we continuously talk about, like he's building trust with his teammates, building trust with us. And ultimately, like I told these guys, like we're going to play the dudes we trust, and he's slowly but surely earned it.
It looked like at some parts of practice you were even going down with the players doing push-ups with them when they messed up. What kind of message does that send to the team overall?
Yeah, we made a decision. Sorry about that. Made a decision on drop balls. We're all going to do push-ups, so we're all going to do push-ups. It helps me get a little bit of cardio in too. So I'm trying to maintain right now.
Coach, I know you said at media days 2 weeks ago you've received some of the blessings on the O-line that you asked for when you first got here. How would you evaluate the offensive line through the first 2 days?
Yeah, no pads. It's really hard, and that position's really hard to play. D-line's really hard to play when you don't have pads on. I would probably reserve judgment. They're over there hitting sleds still. So these dudes are working. There's some really good competition in there as well, which is helping. But they're working. We'll have a better feel here as we put some pads on and you can actually be physical.
Anything else?
You had
just mentioned trust a moment ago, and in regards to that question with the push-ups, just stuff like that, little things. I know it's very early, but how have you seen that continue to grow, take a step each day, and these guys trusting you, and trusting each other?
Yeah, I think it takes time. It takes situations to happen. I think how you respond to situations builds trust more than probably anything else. We just talked after practice as a team of, man, like the next step for us is when I come off the sideline that I don't just go grab a water bottle and try to suck in as much oxygen as I can. Like player-driven leadership is go tell the next guy what the heck is going on. Go give him some encouragement. That builds trust. Guys doing the right thing over and over and over on the field, off the field, builds trust. And I think we're working there. We're certainly not there. And I think it's a continuous process. But that goes, like, it starts player to player, but it goes player to coach. They got to see it coach to coach too. Like, they have to see the way we communicate, the way we handle adverse situations. And then ultimately it goes coach to player where, like I said earlier, we're going to play the dudes we trust. And so it's this never-ending circle of situations happening, how we respond. Situations happening, how we respond, us included. And the push-up question's a great one. Like if everybody's going to do push-ups because somebody dropped the ball, well, if I'm over there, I'm part of the problem too. I'm going to do them. I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to build trust in that way.
All right, thank you.